While I was on vacation this weekend, we did a little road trip. And on this road trip, my wife and I did a live stream. It was actually like a lot of fun. It's a members only live stream. We're most likely going to start doing members only live streams a little bit more. Maybe we'll try to do like one a week. I should probably make like a playlist that says something like members only live stream. Anyway, so if you want to be a member, it's $2 a month. Anyway, we talked about this. Chris Klemens apparently made an inappropriate joke. And people went in on this guy. And so he did a 25-minute long apology about this topic. He did a 24 minutes and 35 seconds to address the tweet that he made that he got canceled over. And it's insane, to be honest with you. Now, of course, what the funny part is that the subreddit that canceled him is, of course, the Ethan Klein H3H3 subreddit. And now listen. You're not 100% responsible for your audience. I understand that. There are times where your audience might go a little off the rails. However, you still have a little bit of control. Okay? You still have a little bit of control. And I will just say it's funny that your audience is the one that's canceling this guy over an edgy joke when you're trying to convince us that what you did with the whole, Holocaust joke with Ben Shapiro is just a joke. Now, I personally took the defensive point, saying it was just a joke. I already went into it. My audience cried about it. Listen, I'm going to feel how I'm going to feel. But maybe you should defend Chris Klemens, bro. How long of the apology is actually an apology, babe? You sent me a 25-minute long video, and you didn't tell me, like, what portion of this is the apology. Is it the first 5, the last 5? You could have given me a little more context here. Okay. What moment of the video is an apology? Which 10 minutes? Is it like the last 5, last 10, 5, 10? Beginning. Okay, so we'll just watch a bit of the beginning. Thank you. I'm not a jerk. We're talking about this for 4 days, and you didn't give me any information. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. Anyway, this is the joke. Bratz dolls were for the girls sucking wee-wee in the 5th grade. That's the joke. And it's true. Now, my wife talked to me about this, and she said that she was rolling when she first heard this. She was laughing. She's like, that's funny. It's true. She talked about how she had a Bratz doll. She never got the right Bratz doll, though. She didn't get the real prostitute-y ones. She got, like, the normal ones. Like the Daria Bratz doll. I forgot the names. I don't remember the names of the Bratz doll. But that's why people wanted Bratz dolls. Young girls wanted them because, bro, look at these old Bratz dolls. B-R-A-T. My wife said to me, she's like, bro, look at them. These Bratz dolls literally have DSLs. You know what I mean? If you don't know what a DSL is, you don't need to know. But that's the problem. If you have a bigger criticism, it should be the fact that these were even marketed to kids because they're going to make kids want to do some weird shit, right? But the joke itself is funny because it's true. My wife's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be just like a Bratz doll, be like a, that's just what it is. So it's just a joke. But of course, people were upset. This is some of the people in the H3 subreddit. This was a very poor, thought-out joke. Smells like I was baked out of my mind. I didn't think of the implications if you ask me. It's easy to just not tweet this. Stupid joke, but not the end of the world. The fact that it deletes it either means he or someone close to him had the realization that sexualizing children isn't cool. This wasn't sexualizing children. I just want to be explicitly clear. The Bratz dolls themselves might have been sexualizing children. I don't really know. But the joke doesn't sexualize children. It doesn't indicate to anybody that they want to sleep with kids. Okay? It's not a real thing. We need to stop. You don't know what words means. Chris Klemens didn't say like, oh my goodness, this was so hot. He was just making a joke about Bratz dolls and the culture that it creates, really. If anything, he's doing a good thing by pointing out that these Bratz dolls should have never existed in the first place. Right? There is, unfortunately, I mean, if you really want to get deep into it, there's unfortunately a lot of things in our society that sexualizes, like, girls. Like, just the way that we do cheerleading is kind of gross. Some places, not all places. Beauty pageants, kind of gross shit. I watched this dude and I like him. It was a stupid joke about how the dolls were basically thoughts. That's the truth. With that being said, pairing underage children with sexual jokes is fucked up. Okay. I'm not saying the joke was okay at all or the pushback not justified, just that I don't think he deserves it. Okay. Hey, yo, this is wild. Okay, so basically just a bunch of people pearl clutching and complaining because it's part of the H3 audience and this is a very toxic space. Yeah, it's just funny that it was the H3 audience that... It's just funny. How is it your audience that's pearl clutching over all this shit, and then your audience is defending you on jokes? I don't get it. I'm consistent in my defense and my arguments, right? Like, I would have defended anybody for that joke that Ethan made. But, like, your own audience is just, like, consuming you, on consuming other people on the same fucking shit. So, like... how is this your audience? It doesn't make sense. How are there so many people on the H3 subreddit or whatever that will go out of their way to defend what Ethan does, but then on the other hand shit on anybody else for doing anything? Because frankly, the Holocaust joke was worse than Chris Klemens' joke. Let's just be real here. Anyway, my wife, she had told me at this time, she said, listen, if you cover this, I don't want you to be too mean in case on the off chance that Chris Klemens sees it, because she likes him a lot and she wants to meet him, right? Now, I don't know why she thinks I would have the power to deliver that, considering I'm a nobody. But, you know, you never know. I could blow up tomorrow, and then all of a sudden Chris Klemens could be upset. So, yeah. But I will say, the fact that he's apologizing to this, I mean, honestly, every single time somebody apologizes for something like this, we lose a little bit more humanity. You know what I mean? Like, we lose a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It gets too far. You're allowing people to actually have this power of, like, cancel culture, and, like, you're leaning into them. You're making them feel strong, and you're making them feel correct. You're making them feel morally justified, and the fact that they're stupid, and then it just gets out of hand. And I know, I get it, because it's like, it feels like the end of the world when you make a joke like this and you don't want to lose your career. But at the same time, like, you gotta stand tall. You gotta stand on your balls sometimes. You know what I mean? So let's watch 10 minutes of it. Apparently,
a Big Spark Studios original.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unhinged with Chris Klemens. Before we get into it, if you want to subscribe to Unhinged with Chris Klemens, you can do so wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like video episodes, we upload those to youtube.com/Chris, same day, same time, etc.
Okay.
Now, before we get into this episode, it's going to be a little bit shorter, and mostly because I just want to address what I tweeted over the weekend. I have,
by the way,
spent the
another reason not to have Twitter. Okay.
Last few days really, I mean, it's all I've thought about. And I've been thinking...
Oh, all you've been thinking about is sexy brat styles, Chris? Okay. Cancel this guy, am I right, fellas?
Just about the whole situation. And it doesn't matter if I overheard what I tweeted or if I came up with it myself, or I don't know what other option there is. But I was the one who typed it out. I was the one who hit send.
I don't like that. Listen, I'm going to read into this a little too much. I'm going to be real with you. It doesn't matter if I overheard it or I came up with it myself. He's trying to be like, it's not as big of a deal because I didn't come up with it. I just heard someone else say it. Come on, bro. Not a big deal regardless.
And I was the one who put it out there. I was never my intention for it to be taken the way it was, but it doesn't matter what my intention was when the product of it.
It does matter what your intention is. 100% it matters what your intention is. All the time it matters. What are you talking about?
Is what matters. And
you made a funny joke.
It was a crude, inappropriate joke that I thought was...
That's why it's funny. It's called an edgy joke. That's why it's funny. It's a little inappropriate. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody got hurt when you made the joke.
It's a commentary on brat stalls. After reading everybody's replies, I deleted the tweet because I just didn't... It was clearly getting a negative reaction, and I don't ever want that. I
do. I'm just kidding.
Always want to provide a comfortable, funny, lighthearted space that people can come to and laugh, just have a good time. Cool. And the fact that I failed on that with this upsets me, and I apologize for that. It's just not my intention, and it doesn't matter what my intention was. The final result wasn't there. So I own that, and
I think the final result was there. The problem is that the loudest people it's a loud minority of people crying about this, shitting and coming and pissing themselves over this joke. That's what it really boils down to. It's just a bunch of dumb fucking pieces of shit crying. And you're giving those people power. Most people looked at that, I guarantee you, from his audience, and they were like, this was funny. This was very funny. And, like, because some people were upset by it, and they're the loudest. So we're gonna have like this meltdown and like play an apology, and it's like it's kind of sad because it's just playing into them doing it more. Like you're literally causing this to happen more often.
I take full responsibility for that. I am a comedian who makes jokes for a living, and
there you go.
This was a huge learning moment. And
you're a comedian. That makes it even better. You're a funny guy. You're a jokester. You're a jokester. You'd be like, guys, I'm a jokester. I make jokes for a living. I didn't mean anything by the tweet. I'm sorry that you got offended, but it was just a joke. It was a little haha moment. Hee hee. And that wasn't a lighthearted joke. No, that's an edgy joke. Come on, bro. You can't be bowing to these people. You really can't.
I will always strive to be better and a better person than I was the day before. And
I'm doing the opposite. As I get older, I'm leaning into the fact that old people are allowed to say heinous shit without consequence. That's what I'm hoping for as I get older. So
with my career, there are going to be times where I fumble, I fuck up, I miscommunicate or misexecute a joke. And when that happens, I am so down to sit here, talk, own up to it, learn, teach.
Or the worst part is if I scroll down in these comments and they're jerking them off, I swear to God. Oh, they knew it. The first comment. Creators who can acknowledge the impact doesn't equal intent and have the humanity to take ownership of mistakes are the only creators I truly trust and enjoy. Your ability to acknowledge with grace and course correct immediately while apologizing for harm caused just makes me love your content more. I hate these comments. I'm going to tell you right fucking now, dude. There are times where like everybody fucks up, and truly, there's times where people truly fuck up. This isn't a fuck up. The fuck up is him apologizing. But one of the things that makes me not want to apologize sometimes when I make mistakes is because of that. I hate that. I don't like when people jerk me off. I hate that shit. And I know a lot of people coming at it and they're trying to be positive, and I respect you guys, but like I can't handle making a mistake and then correcting it, and everybody's like, "Wow, Papa God, this is why I like you so much." Like, bro, this is like, stop, okay? It's just too much for me. You know what I mean? It's like, stop. But either way, he's getting jerked off. Dark humor isn't a hate flag, but it's good to recognize that people's feelings are valid. You're a good guy, that no one could argue that. Not everybody's feelings are valid. I just want you to be honest. Even my own. Oh, I accidentally did that. Not everybody's feelings are valid, and you have to recognize that. Sometimes people, you need to make sure they understand that their feelings are invalid. I'm not saying never apologize. I'm just saying, like, this is ridiculous. But some people's feelings aren't valid. People want you to think that their feelings are valid on the internet, but that doesn't make them valid.
I am a comedian who disappointing you for putting that out there. Just, it was a shitty joke that was inappropriate and crude. And yeah, I'm just sorry for it. Wow. I do want to say that I deactivated my Twitter, not because I wanted to avoid responsibility or didn't want to hear people's criticism. I feel so lucky that I have an audience that is down to point out when I do something wrong and isn't just yes men or women or, you know, like I do, as hard as the last few days have been, I am so grateful for that.
It's so, you know what's crazy too? I'm going to be real, is that there's so many people apologizing to him in these comments. I like this person. You shouldn't make an apology. Here's the thing that's crazy is I guarantee you that like half of the people that are congratulating him for changing his perspective are the people who would have been with him regardless of how he decided to respond. Because here's the reality. I don't want to be mean, but when it comes to your audience, there's a good portion of your audience that are dumb fucking people who are just going to agree with you regardless. And if you make a video, let's say like this joke happened. If he had doubled down and said, bro, it was just a joke. I'm sorry you're offended, but it is what it is. I'm a comedian. Those same people would be like, yeah, Chris, I really applaud you for standing up for yourself. But they're so fucking malleable. Part of it's because some people are stupid, but then part of it's because they don't actually give a shit. They're just they just want to be part of like the real life, you know, soap opera. I'm just saying, dude. You gotta be careful. It's just real stuff.
But I deactivated my Twitter, one, because I've wanted to for a while now, and two, I was receiving foul accusations based off of this one tweet and death threats, and just as a human being, I can't handle that. As a human being who cares to put good out into the world, I couldn't handle it.
You put a good joke out into the world, Chris. But I would have never known that you made this joke unless you got canceled for it. So you know what? Praise the cancel.
I know that. So I don't want it to get twisted that I deleted my Twitter because I wanted to avoid responsibility or anything. I mean, human beings, we're all going to fuck up. And I think
you should just delete your Twitter.
The best thing you can do is learn where you went wrong, address it, and take accountability and be better. And that's fully what I plan on doing. I appreciate everybody who, you know, has pointed out just the wrongness in what I tweeted and
Wow. Now you're thanking them for over policing you. This is incredible.
who will continue to be with me. If you don't want to follow me anymore or you're disappointed by me, I totally
Has he been openly critical of other comedians that made jokes? Like, woohoo.
respect that. That's a consequence of my actions, and you're allowed to do what you want. If I no longer fulfill your comfortable space, then that's totally fine, and I respect that. And of course, I'll be sad to see you go, but that's, again, a product of my doing. So I just wanted to address that before we got into some voicemails, because it would be just shitty to avoid and let blow over. I'm not afraid to own up to things when I'm wrong. So this was a huge learning experience. And I just always hope to rebuild everything I have and continue to just make people feel good and comfortable. Wow. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I'm sorry again. And yeah. Now, Sam and Justin are here because we are going to do some voicemails. Jake has a family emergency, so he is not with us.
All right, I'm assuming we're good. I think we watched it. I think we watched everything that matters here. Yeah, man, like I said, what you're doing is having a negative impact on yourself. You're bowing to people. Your joke was fine. It was edgy. It's not that big of a deal. It was funny. Most people enjoyed it. Most of your audience enjoyed it. But the loud minority is screaming, and you're getting so many affirming messages because most of these fucking people are people who would have agreed with you regardless. They just don't realize it. They would have been like, you know what? That's a good point. All you had to do is come up with a sound reasoning. They would have been like, oh, okay. But, you know, you went the opposite direction. You're really just hurting yourself at this point because you're just going to bow to this and you're going to create the standard that you can be policed. Everything you do can get policed. I'm not saying don't be critical on yourself. I've made mistakes. The last mistake I made is I remember I watched the Amaranth situation, but I watched clips of the whole like hour and 40-minute interaction with her and her husband, and like all I saw on the internet at the time, because she deleted her she pulled her VOD down, was like 20 minutes total of it. So I reacted to it and I missed a lot of context. People are like, Papa, you fucked up. So like, you know what? I didn't even pull my old video down. I said, I don't think I fucked up, but I'm going to watch it. And so I started watching it, and very quickly I was like, okay, I did fuck up. That's when I pulled some stuff down, and then I made like the apology. I was like, yeah, I fucked this up. Right? But you can't just, there's going to be times where you're going to get it wrong, but this is just not one of them. It's just fucking crazy, dude. You're only hurting yourself in the long run. So, you know, congratulations on that. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to all my Patreon patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subs. If you'd like to learn how you can contribute even more than you already are by simply watching the video, you can check the links down below, which will unlock a special feature depending on the platform that you subscribe to, such as Patreon here, that will get your name right here on this wall. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching, and have a good one.